This is like the second time that this is so disappointing. The second time that Windows or OBS or both have failed us. So yes, so if we go to the grid dimension and we make this 4. Okay. Okay, this to me looks like randomly shuffled. So let's copy this. And then init grid. And then let's just say random shuffle 1, and yeah, who knows how many items this is. That's fine, the Z compiler will know. And then let's just do this a couple of other times. And then we'll just like we'll apply each of these random shuffles. We'll randomly go between these like random shuffles, and then we'll get something that will be sufficiently different each time. But yeah, of course, I'm not actually using these. That's fine. And then we'll end up with something that's sufficiently randomly shuffled. Because also, like, what looks like random I think to us humans isn't like anything nearly mathematically random. Like for example, I would expect that if this is actually like randomly shuffled, like many tiles will actually be like adjacent to each other in the correct way, and like a lot of other tiles, and like sort of parts of the image will already seem solved, but I was like purposely trying to arrange them so that they didn't look like that in some way. Okay, and I think we wanted to finish these with, yeah, right, like the bottom right hand corner looks like part of the image is complete, and I would expect something like that to happen in like an actual random shuffle, but in this case, okay, I think this is enough. So let's copy this one in as well. like, hello, no, like, what are you doing, Emacs? I want to press, this is wild, I did not ask for this, Emacs. Yeah, it's that key. What on earth is happening? I literally have to like copy and paste the key. Ridiculous. Okay. Yeah. Okay, basically I think 2 is enough. So now we want to say some like recorded sequences of moves that sufficiently shuffle the tiles. And then we want to say apply these each a couple of times randomly. So now we want to say number of random shuffles. We can actually make this fairly small, like maybe even like 10 is enough. And then whatever, let's just rewrite it all again. So we want to say, okay, I say that, but I need to remember the function. So then let's make like a list of slices called random shuffles, and this will be a list of 2 slices of U8s, and this will just be the random shuffle 1. Wait, why am I having like underscores in these? Actually, it does make it more readable. But we want to slice this, and then random shuffle 2, slice that. Okay, so then we want to say I should have done it. I should have done this. So yeah, so for each of these things we want to pick a randomish byte up to 2, and then we this is a byte, so then we want to say the random shuffle is equal to random shuffles the random int, and then we want to apply everything in here. So we want to say for everything in the random shuffles, for like the random direction in there, we want to say cast the direction from the int to the direction, and then try and update the grid in that direction. And then that should give us something that's like sufficiently shuffle. Undeclared identifier, number of random moves. Yeah, random. Why is the compiler complaining? I said turn these into slices. Oh, because these are actually constants. Okay. That is correct. Not using our shuffle. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see how kind of random this looks. Oh no, is it like, are we getting the see, this is what I mean, like the math theorem says we're gonna like go back to the thing almost being solved, and this is what's happening. Okay, but yeah, all of these look sufficiently kind of different in some way. It's just maybe 10 is too high. Yeah, like, okay, that's like almost, we've seen almost that exact thing before. I think the 10 is too high. Like the 10 is pushing this towards it being solved. So let's move this to say like, let's see. So the number of different configurations people are going to see. I think like having like a 1 in 32 chance of seeing the same thing again is okay. Let's compile this again. Okay, get that. Maybe it would be good just to like actually screenshot some of these. What am I doing? Just what's the command that allows us to issue? Why, like, what? On Linux I can just do and then launch another process. Why am I not allowed to do that on Windows? Come on. Let's just copy this. Can't even do Control T. Like, this is so dumb. I should really just transfer my entire streaming operation to Linux, and then I don't have to deal with this. Okay. My laptop isn't beefy enough for it though, I think. I just want to have like lots of these going and to see how sufficiently different they are. Okay. So, in some sense this is unnecessary, but I just want to see it. I want to see it with my eyes. Okay, so let's see. Like these ones seem sufficiently different. These ones seem sufficiently different too. Okay, yeah, I think this is, I think we've now solved this problem. I think this is okay. But we should look up the name of this theorem that says that basically, like, if you just randomly shuffle it, because the dimension is 2, nothing's gonna happen. It's like Brownian motion theorem about like deviating from the, it's like random walks, deviation from the origin dimension. It's like, I don't do probability. One of my friends does though. This is like a super deep theorem. But like so cool. So where is it? See, a number of distinct stats has been exclusively studied, as one would hope. Oh, that's cool. So like Gambler's Ruin. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's this thing here. So in some sense, this is, oh, okay, yeah. So this is clearly just like Pascal's triangle in one dimension, but yeah, this is saying if you just start like going back and forth, if you like have if you have a line, if you're at the origin and you just like flip a coin and then you add 1 or -1 depending on the direction, then you can see, right, that after like 6 coin flips, your probability of being at the beginning is going to be like 20. And since the sum of these are like powers of 2, the sum of the next row is going to be 32. So, right, no, 64. And so you basically got like a third chance of just being at the origin. and, and like, and so, okay, and I'm pretty sure my memory is that this is kind of true when you go up to the next dimension as well, for n equals 2. But I think that like when n equals 3 and above, like different stuff happens. But yeah, from memory, I think this is what's happening behind the scenes. So. And anyway, I feel like we should say like additionally like randomly from a starting solve state, randomly like applying grid moves will not in general also will, yeah, it should not like, yeah, will not in general make a grid that's sufficiently shuffled. Yeah, as such, we sort of apply a small number. I do want to just verify that this is small. Like, let's say we make this number of random shuffles like 10,000. Will it be the case that we don't need as many of these now. Will it be the case that the thing is close to being solved? I guess in this case, actually no. I guess the number isn't high enough. Or rather, we're not actually, the key is that these are not actually, these are not sufficiently random moves. I think if these were sufficiently random, we would expect this to converge. But anyway, as we discovered, well, maybe 10 is enough. I don't know why. Yeah, seeing that just kind of scares me a lot. Maybe just increase it to 100. Yeah, this seems to be better. Again, I'm happier with this. Okay. We apply a small number of pre-generated shuffles that make the grid appear randomly shuffled. Okay. And yeah, let's also change the grid dimension from 3 down to I guess it disappeared. This working? Okay. Yeah, that's sufficiently shuffled. That looks almost the same. The center piece is always remaining in the center, which is curious. Okay. But let's just see how long it takes in general to solve something like this. To solve one that's actually solvable. I feel like this 3x3 case is really constrained. Constrained in a way that makes it just a lot harder to solve. Okay, bottom row done. Let's see which. Okay, great. No longer does our game have impossible puzzles. Thank goodness. Okay. So let's now turn off this dprint. Actually, we don't even need this one anymore. Because yeah, our game is almost done now. Init grid. I feel like we should include a link to this result. Yeah, it's probably this result. So if someone is doing a two-dimensional walk, yeah, poly approved, the person almost surely would get back to the original starting point in a two-dimensional walk. A drunk man will find his way back home, but a drunk bird might get lost forever. Is there like this? Why don't we just search for this result specifically? Poly two-dimensional. But the thing, like I feel like something's like our case is clearly not verbatim this case, but it feels sufficiently similar. But now I'm like, now I'm wondering. Like it just feels sufficiently similar because for every tile slide move you do, you can like go back, you can like reverse it, and so like whatever four directions you're going in, it's still like reversible, and it is in some sense still two-dimensional. There's some result. I'm sure. Maybe someone's already released some paper on it. Maybe we'll just say like C random walks. For example. Okay. We'll keep in the Let's keep in the two-dimensional case here. Just while we now polish the kind of, let's add in this quote to the end, and then we'll basically have finished with the game. Grid equals dot. Okay, and we need to get rid of this debug. Then we want to change the win condition as well. Is 1. Okay, it should now be back to normal. Great. Cool. So now we want to get our quote in this game and render it. So let's save what we've done so far. What have we done? We've just added in, change it a bit. Made puzzles actually possible to solve by and sufficiently late. Shuffle. Okay, so I guess quote time. Yeah, so I was having a look at there's like Andrew Kelly has a great blog, and yeah, I was reading one of them, which was in response to this totally a certain person in Silicon Valley who has terrible ethics, wrote something with the title similar to this, and Andrew Kelly's is so much better. This is so superior. The other one, the more famous one, is complete trash. This is so much better. And so I want to take a quote from here. The other one from Silicon Valley, it's so bad. It's so damaging. But this one is great. So in particular, this quote to me really stuck out. Like, we cannot meaningfully explore space while borders exist on Earth. This is so true. So I want to get this in the game. So yeah, we don't want to do like text rendering. That itself is like heaps of other separate streams. I think the easiest way to get this quote in the game is just to use the current technology we figured out and added to the game so far, which is textures. So we'll just make an image with this quote and then kind of use that. So yeah, let's just create, doesn't need to be huge. Let's make it like 500. Maybe like let's make it like 800 by 400 by 300. Okay, and okay, I guess we want to use white. Oh, we're gonna also want to make this background here the like the space, like the space black background, but okay, GIMP is rendering text a bit too small. What we want to use a different font. Say we just did it in Arial. No, I said not Arial. So we make this 50. Okay. So how do we see the fonts that we've installed on this system? This is a good feature. Which one do we want for our game? Can we zoom in? No. If we just go to like C, come on, C let's push D. C Windows fonts. Let me just see all of the files here. I guess this is a more useful view. What will work for this really small game? I almost like this one. But now I'm looking at it. Less. No, where's fonts? I'm like slightly surprised with this. I do like this UI. We might need to find some on the internet. Actually, this is alright. Like, I want something that's like calm, but like just, this is also a statement. I think like we're so interesting as humans, and I think like words which are in some way like the most abstract form of meaning, just like the way the word is constructed, the way it looks itself has like like this like abstract geometry of letters, and like changes on like the minutest of like levels have just like lots of like implications for like the feel of like what is being said. So it's so wild. But nothing's jumping out for me, so maybe we just go through this methodically. I'm also worried if we choose something on here, it's actually not going to be in GIMP. Let's just check we can do that first. So is like Candara available on GIMP? It is, okay. Is fixed v01 on GIMP? It is, okay. This seems to be working. Let's go through this methodically. No. I mean, this looks to me like it's alright. It's like gone. Yeah, I want to try this. We don't even need to like, the year doesn't matter. I should make this a bit bigger maybe. So let's see if this is what if this has width 800. We will just be able to size it with there's now this entire like sub issue of if we're just going to save this as an image, if we then shrink the image as a texture, the font can then look nasty. So it may be better to size this as if like when we include this in the image, we're not changing the size of it. So then we want to make the size of it just like work. I think I'm kind of happy with this size actually. Okay, and then can we make like a new layer? Can we move it? Oh, we can't move it. Great. Okay, and then where's the image? We want to adjust the image. We can just do it with a crop as well. Okay, so yeah, let's save this in, let's save it in like pictures. Base quote, and then let's export this as, we're going to convert it to a QI, so it's fine if we just call it, if we save it as a PNG. Where's the sliding puzzle? Move it in here. Move it into the assets. Export that. Whatever. Export this all. Let's make sure like I copied this correct, right? It's correct. I spelled Andrew's name wrong. Correct, right? Andrew. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now let's convert it to something we can process in the game. So we want to do magic k space quote dot png to maybe just like quote quote dot qi. And then if we use the Zig image viewer on the quote, great. Yeah, that's what I want to see in the game. That looks like it's the correct size. Um, yeah, I feel like if we include, yeah, when we include this in the game, it will work. Oh, the position that we include it in is going to depend on the size of the grid, but that's all right. Okay. So now we want to, let's just add add that. Added quote to assets, and then yeah, we want to start rendering this at the end of the game. So using our extremely basic but effective fragment color texture, we can just like render this as we need to adjust the black of the background as well. Oops. Is this in the shader itself? What am I doing? In the background, we want to check out the fragment background. Yeah, the space black is here. So, there's an easy way to do this as well. So we want to do open as layers. Well, just a screenshot we took. The one that currently exists, I think. Well, is it actually alright? Yeah, if we just choose like the space black from here, that should be alright. Okay, now that we've eyedropped that, and let's just check this is the color convert. No, this is, we want the space black. We want to compare it with this one here. Oh wait, this is slightly different, huh? Let's just I think the time has come to take like another screenshot of the game anyway. We should just do that. And then use that to choose the background color. Okay, so let's make, we're doing like bajillion things, but it's The Wikipedia links of like list of like what we're doing is deep, but it's in my head. So we're first adjusting the grid dimension here. To 4. Oh no, what are we doing? Why is this suddenly failing? How have we changed main? What now? Now I'm totally confused. Why is nothing rendering? We haven't really changed a thing. Like if we just like, alright, let's just clear the cache and run it again. I don't think this will fix anything, but it's worth a go, yeah. Okay, this is why I save constantly. Git checkout, let's just go back in time a bit, and then try and build this. Again, what? What on earth is going on? Is this something to do with like GIMP? Why is OpenGL failing like this? Yeah, it just got changes. No one cares. This is so odd. Like it was working when we saved this, and now we've gone back in time. If it doesn't, like, I'm so confused. What is Windows doing? Why is Windows failing like this? Do we have any other examples in Zig out of stuff? Like, I mean, this is... Yeah, what the hell's going on? Is it because the asset is missing? No, but that, no, like it should, this is so ridiculous. Are you, okay, so the claim is that even if we go back in time to something like this, okay, now we're like way back in time. Like, is our graphics card just like failing in some? Okay, textures are rendering. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now if we go git switch back to normal. Oh. Where are we? We want to go back to where we were originally, which is how do we do that again? Okay. Let's just remove everything from zig out as well. Okay, that was so utterly weird. So weird. Okay, in either case, let's. That was like, I wonder if that was even some like Kaizen bug we ran into. Alright, so let's do. I'm going to change the grid dimension to 4, and we just want to take a screenshot of this. Yeah, it's happening again. Okay, so it's actually. Oh, it's because we're not initializing the grid. Oops. I could have sworn though, in such a case, like we should be drawing a lot of magenta for the debug color. Weird. Okay. Okay. But no, the weird thing was like when we. Maybe like when we detached. I thought when we like detached the heads. Okay. It must have been something about us failing to check it out or clear stuff that when we like went back in time, we still had like those incorrect changes. Okay. In either case, let's. This looks like the same. Take a screenshot of this. In fact, we should take like a GIF instead, and upload this to instead of a screenshot. So how do we do this again? I think like the sniffing tool allows to like take a movie in some sense. Yeah, well, this one here. Okay, and then okay, we're gonna do that again. This is, I think, what do we want? I think we want just like 5 seconds. 10 seconds is a bit excessive. Oh, I don't want my mouse in the way though. That's not good. Try again. It's always takes this long. Yeah, play. Let's try again. Yeah, this is good enough. So let's save this as sliding puzzle preview. So we want to say, okay, so we want to do a couple of things actually. So we do want to just find the background black color we're using is this for the quote. So let's just say like sliding puzzle screenshot 2. Okay, but now we want to convert the movie to a GIF. And so what even was the file type of what we just had? It's an MP4. We can delete all of these. 26 meg, okay. MP4 to GIF. Oh, we've already used this one. We've used one of these before, which is okay, so some of them have not been good apparently. Try this one. You can try a couple of these. I guess 50. Yeah, let's try 15. Okay, and then yeah, convert to GIF. Okay, so this is a frame rate of 10. Ah, no, that looks terrible. What if we just went to like 20? Yeah, because like the frame rate on oh, actually this is okay. Um, why is this like so pixelated? This looks like crap. No. This is alright. Oh, this is the GIF. Great. This is exactly what we want. Okay. Let's just override that. Okay. And I'm curious. Is it like is the Windows app itself the thing which is like failing to show it? No, it was the other convert tool. Okay. Okay, so let's copy this and put it in the here, and let's just call this like we can call it just preview dot preview. Okay, and then okay, in the README, we'll want to replace screenshot with well, preview.give. A small animation of the showing the game in action. Sliding like tiles of the earth. Tiles of an image of a photo of the earth slide around. Okay. Okay, so let's add in preview. Let's remove the screenshot.png. And add in the README. Replace screenshot with GIF. Let's push that to GitHub and check that it is working. Oh, we didn't even, oops, we should have even, okay, maybe we should have seen that this is two megs, but I think that's still okay. Yeah, these other ones are not needed. Great. That is good. That's what we want to see. Project currently in development, which is true, but it's nearly done. Okay. Okay, so like that's nearly the end of like the first layer of Wikipedia links of what we're currently doing. Done. So now we can we want to continue to edit this, but we need to select the correct color of the space background. So we can do that by saving, by opening the sliding puzzle screenshot with this. Now just selecting the background from this. We should have saved this in the shader. It's silly not to. And then again, just to like confirm this is what it is. Color convert 12, 12, 20, yeah. Okay. So okay, so now we have that. Let's get rid of, let's hide this layer. Oh, we can get rid of it. Unless we wanted to change the color of the text. No, I think white still works. Delete that layer. And now change the color of the black here. Oh, we want to change this one here. Small change, but important. Now we want to export this as the code here, export. We did do this within pictures, okay. So now in the assets, get that in there instead, and then we want to do magic K space quote, just do quote.qi. Okay. Okay, now that's converted, so we can add that in the game. I wonder how like we don't need to like add and save this yet. Let's render this. Let's get it in the game. So, in my head, I'm like, we're just adding a quote into the game. How long will that take? And then, so we're doing. So we're going to want to load a different texture in now. So let's just load in quote QI, embed file, assets. Also, how big are these assets? Okay, yeah, one is a megabyte, which is understandable, and then the other is just like 20 kilobytes. That's totally fine. Quote.qi. Then we want to add in the headers for these, which is going to be everything that's exactly here, but with blue marble replaced with quote. Okay, and now when we decompress the images, we want to also decompress the quote. Okay, that will then be loaded, and then we'll need to store this as a texture. But let's just make sure we can still compile and run this. Yeah, totally fine. Okay, so when we use, at what places do we use the blue marble pixel bytes? Down here. So we need to set up these different textures. Okay, so presumably we need to call these twice for each texture. I wonder. What is geotech parameter how does this work now? Tech parameter. Okay, yeah, we know that. Specify the, yeah. Okay, I think we will need to call these twice. Okay, for the gen, the blue marble texture was a global that we'll need to we'll need to make a version of the quote one for. So now we have, let's just align these. Okay, so now we have a 32 bits. More spam. More Twitch spam. The stream isn't complete without that. So yeah, 32 bits, which is store the identifier of the quote texture. We then bind it, set those parameters. We then need to tell, like pass this data to the GPU. By calling these constant here, it's not gonna like it. Let's change this with like blue marble width and blue marble height. And then down here we'll do quote height, quote width. and down here we want the quote pixel bytes, and I think that's it. Oh, we maybe need to be a bit careful that the thing we converted to a QI actually is RGBA. I think it should be. Okay, in either case, I think a quick way to test that this stuff is loaded is in the render, instead of rendering the earth, we just render this quote instead. So in the part where we decide what the texture is, we want to update that. Yeah. So for the bind texture here, let's vary temporarily. Instead, make this the quote texture. Hopefully this won't break anything. Instead, we'll just get something that looks like crap. But okay, stuff did break. How? Are we getting any? So are we just getting a fail, an OpenGL fail on this core? Okay. So it could be this, or it could be something else. Hey. Yeah, I was getting a sec for 227. What are the arguments in texture 2D again? GL texture, no, GL tech image 2D. Oh, it's of course. This is saying blue marble. Silly. Okay, let's try again. Okay, great. This is the texture is loaded and is being drawn. This almost reminds me of Brat in some way. If we had done this game last year, we could have like posted this to the Charlie XCX Reddit. It would feel like solved the puzzle for the Brat album cover. Oh well. Okay. Texture in the game. Well, why is there several tabs? We don't need that anymore. Okay. No. Why? Oh, okay. This is really useful to know then. Basically, I think any time you can just bind the texture and then update what's happening. Okay, so if we we are going to want to switch like the texture that we're binding when we're drawing the stuff. I think in a similar way that when we drew the background, we were drawing a fixed rectangle. Everything is just totally computed in advance and doesn't change. We could similarly compute exactly what the quote rectangle should be. To do that, I guess we'll need to make another VAO and VBO and bind them and all of that crap. Annoying, but not too bad. VAO. So we can now get rid of this flat color. And let's just do to quote VO and VBO. So now when we're setting up this stuff, we want to set up the the quote stuff here. I guess all of this stuff can now go. We don't need that. And we kind of want to just copy everything here. So let's just replace background with quote everywhere here. Except, why are we... Okay, we are using data buffer here. The size of here is already pre-computed, so we can actually just simplify that up in here anyway. Like we're literally saying this is 12 floats. All right, it's doing it in terms of the bytes. Okay, actually, we should be doing this. We should leave this alone. And yeah, this is static draw. Ooh, we are gonna have to pass in the coordinates. So let's see how. Okay, if it's 0, 0, let's just go with 0, 0. 0, 100 would be 1, 0. Oh, no. 0, 0. The top left corner is 0, 1. Okay, I think we just replicate it based on the numbers of zeros. Okay, and then we want to pass in we want to have two attributes, 0 and 1, two floats in each. The total size of each row is 4 floats. And then I guess we'll need a different shader as well. Well, hang on, I thought. Why have I just done all of this work? No, we do want this, but we're going to be using the same shader. So if we're using the same shader, we should be we should be passing in we don't need to set up new. Whatever we set up in here should just be a copy of whatever was above. And that's the extent of it. Except that we don't need to use a dynamic draw, we can specify this ahead of time. In fact, I think we should. So, actually, I disagree. If we're going to want to move this stuff about, like we're going to want to twiddle, we're going to want to like play around with like the position of this quote. So, yeah, let's actually just copy everything here. Okay, another way of doing this would be to add another, and basically add on a. There's so many ways of doing this. Add in like another parameter to the current draw core that selects the texture being used. I don't want to already touch the code we wrote previously that works. Another way would be to add on to the buffer, to the current like color texture buffer, another 2 triangles representing this quote, and then issue 2 draw cores, and then in between them switch the uniform of the texture. Again, I kind of don't like that. I feel like the way to break it up is just like render the background, render the grid, render like the state of the quote, and then so we'll just have separate vertex buffers and objects for all of those, even if that means this like copy pasta. Yep. So now we can get rid of this. We still need this stuff. Then we need that. Okay. All right. So now we have that. We want to set up in the render what this data is. Um, so we have these vertex buffers, but we want like the kind of like quote buffer. We do know the sizes of these things though. Maybe we can get away with these in the render. So when we're drawing the quote, we want to bind the color texture to the quote, but still use the color texture shader down here. Then we want to make the copy. We want to make the text 0 active, bind the quote texture to that. The only thing now is that in the middle of this we want to, so move it here, we want to define what the quote vertex data is, and then get that in here. I think this can just be this will just be 6. Okay, so we want this to be we are going to be wanting to write to this. And then we want to say when we draw the like since the draw color rectangle is using this vertex buffer as a global, maybe we need to factor that out. Or we can just continue to use it. We just save what like the current index, like we draw all the grid stuff, save the index, draw more stuff with it, and then just call the function with that. I think that's like the current easiest way of moving forwards. Hello, jump to render. So let's try. Okay, in this, yeah. So much code shuffling going on. So in this case, if we're going to split it up like this, we truly won't need all of this extra VAO stuff. Okay, this does make the code. Maybe it makes the render code slightly difficult to understand, but it does massively reduce the overall amount of code we have. Which is what we want. Okay. Where do we use it? Okay. Yeah, so I think here we want to save the current vertex buffer index. Or maybe like previous vertex buffer index is this. Yeah, we then want to draw the quote. Get rid of this stuff. Still using that. We're now binding the new texture. Don't think we need that. Yeah, and now we want to draw the draw the color texture rectangle. But now with like the quote rectangle that we'll need to define. I guess the color here, which we want to be the particular shade of black. Where are they? It should be in here. Shaders, fragment, background. It's this space black. And then the coordinates. And we do want to draw all of it, so it will be 0, 0, 1, 1. And then in terms of the lambda, let's if 0 represents the texture, and we do want this to be 0 at least while we're testing it. But we will change this to something later on. We'll probably need to make a new global for that. Okay, and then, so now we want to define this new quote rectangle. And, well, how did we do that? We want to pause. So let's just put this like at 500 in the middle of the screen. We can move it down, like 800. Well, even that doesn't feel, maybe that's fine. Then the width, we'll want to, we can read this in from the header, like we kind of know what this is. We already passed this in as, we need this to pass this in as like a float. Yeah, and then we just pass in the width, the height, and then anything else? No, that's it. Okay, and then we push that to the color vertex buffer. Okay, and now when we draw it, we need to be, we need to do some thinking. Okay, so for the sub buffer data, we're gonna have to like offset some stuff. Sub buffer data. Do like yeah. Like I kind of knew like when the game was almost working that like just adding in these animations would be like almost like double the amount of work. Like it's really so often in game dev like the 10 seconds of something is like same amount of effort as like days of something else. Also, what's new in Kagi? Supports privacy pass. Okay, that might be. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Authenticate via privacy path. Okay, we're gonna look at this a bit later. That looks cool. But anyway, buff. I've already looked this up before. Buffer sub GL buffer sub data. This is not what we wanted. GL buffer sub. Oh, maybe we haven't looked it up before. Okay, yeah, this is what I thought. The second argument is the offset. So this offset, which version is this going to be? Is this like the offset in bytes or the offset in terms of like the row? Okay, it is measured in bytes. All right. So thank goodness the documentation contained that. So we want this to be the we'll kind of want this line. But instead of buffer index, it's now like the thing that we saved. Previous vertex buffer index. Okay. And then we want the current size of things, which is again in bytes. So previously we got away with this by, we did compute it manually. But in this case it's going to be 6. Okay, so we can literally like copy that, but in this case I have 6. And then the pointer to it is going to be but it's going to be this value, is it not? In which case we should just extract that. Oh, the compiler might whinge. Compiler might be dumb and say, I don't. You said this is a CN, but I have no idea what it is, even though. Okay, we'll see. I expect this is going to whinge. Okay, so when we do that, okay, previous buffer size bytes, we can then get rid of that with previous buffer size bytes, and then in the offset have previous buffer size bytes. Okay. So many changes. Huh? Undeclared identifier quote width. I knew it. I knew it was going to say it. It must have a known result type. Yeah, that's that thing there. Got it here. Yeah, this is annoying. Let's just call this like size 1 and size 2. Index out of bounds. Index that length 100. What? What is the type of the vertex buffer? I guess it's not actually bytes. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's rows. So in that case, we want this to be the previous vertex buffer index. Okay. Okay. A texture is being drawn down here. That is good, but well, I guess we specified something to be 0 when it should have been 1. Up here. Okay. Great. The quote is in the game. Only took like 100 hours of work. So now we want to get the grid actually drawing the stuff again. I suspect it's because of this, where we've correctly pushed the new data, like a segment, a slice, part of the new data, but then we're drawing over everything again, and that we don't want to do. So let's just say like previous data size. Or you just offset is even better. Okay, so now we can go to the GL draw arrays and I'm being really silly. I'm being ridiculously silly. Once we've pushed the data to the GPU and rendered it, we can just like stomp over it again from the beginning and then ask for it to be rendered again. Ugh. All of these calculations, totally unnecessary. We just want to reset the vertex buffer index to 0 and then just start drawing stuff again. My goodness. Why did I? Anyway, now we know. Reset the vertex buffer. Why, oh why did I not consider this to begin with? At least we now know. Now we know. Yeah, vertex buffer index is equal to 0. Stuff is now going to get reset when we draw over it. Now bind the new texture to all of that, draw it, change 1 to animation, get rid of this. In terms of the data we're pushing, it should just be the same as this now. It just is a total copy pasta, and then yeah, this should be the same. Great. So much easier to think about. Just push data to the GPU, render it. Okay, the more sophisticated version would be have like lots of different places to push it all at once and then render it at once. in our case, it's totally fine to like push it, render it, rewrite it, render it, rewrite it, render it, just push it to the same place and rewrite it as many times as we want. Okay, and yeah, the font here doesn't look pixelated and like crap because we preserved all of the distances. So yeah, so now we want to change the interpolation value of this. So this quote only shows when everything fades at the end. We also may need to clean up the code here a bit. Maybe. The placement, okay, what's the placement like? That is too close. Let's change it from 800 to 850. The alignment is a bit weird as well. I want to, technically this is centered, but I do want to push this over a bit. That looks better. Okay. I feel like it should be pushed down even further, slightly. Maybe. Yeah, that looks good. So let's save this. My God, there's going to be so much stuff to clean up. Okay, we're still less than 1,000 lines of code. Thank goodness, including comments and everything. We don't want this project to just blow up in size to something that's not portable, not acceptable. Okay. So I think we can actually remove from the assets the PNG space quote. We don't need that. Okay, rendered quote. Okay, push this to GitHub, and now we need to do this to do. How long have we been streaming anyway? Probably like 3 hours with the weird OBS stopped working issue. Yeah, and we can actually. Well, now we don't need to. Now that we are like stomping the buffer sub data, we kind of do want this vertex buffer to be like some limit. We don't. It doesn't need to be exactly fixed. Who cares? We can have some global. we have globals. It's fine. Okay, we can now get rid of this. We can almost get rid of this temporary grid. We're going to want to start testing with it again. And but yeah, once we change this value from 1 to something that's tied to the animation, we're basically done. Which was good. Which was good. Making a small puzzle game from scratch. In a programming language It has not reached version 1 yet. Well, which is also one of the best programming languages in the world, so already, so who cares if it's not version 1. Can already make this. So we want to do we need to change this one. So so I think we just want to replace this with like the 1 animation fraction. Animation 1 fraction. Yeah, I think, well, okay, not quite. I think what I want to happen is the earth to fade, and then after that for the quote to appear. If we use the animation 1 fraction here, it will still look cool. It will still look dope, but it won't have the same like emotional effect. Yeah. It's the fact that it fades is like interesting enough to begin with, and like draws the eye. We don't want like the eye to be torn between focusing on that and like the quote appearing. So we're gonna have to delay these. This is fine. We just create a new like animation fraction to keep track of. So let's call this animation quote fraction. And then let's replace this with quote. And then we're gonna have to calculate it. So how's this gonna happen? So we can go to the place where the animation 1 fraction is calculated. And then it's calculated after here. Or calculated maybe at the same time. Yeah, I think what we want to say is animation quote fraction is equal to we want to clamp this. We still want to clamp second instance 1, but now between animation 1 time and I guess animation 1 time plus animation quote time. Let's set this also to be 3. Once we've clamped that, we then want to normalize it. So we can subtract from this the oh man, we can do something simpler actually, which is to first yeah, we're being a bit silly. We have the second instance 1, and then we want to subtract from that the animation 1 time. This will make the math easier. Then clamp that between 0 and the animation quote time. But then once we have that, we can we can freely normalize that with the animation quote time. So then, yeah, up until the animation one time, it's some negative number, gets bumped up to 0, nothing happens, and then after that, the animation plays. Let's run it and check that it works. Great. Okay, this looks like it's kind of looking finished to me. I kind of want the fade-in to begin slightly before it's completely finished fading now. So let's change that. Maybe we like start fading it in 1 second before it ends. Okay. I think we should also change these like background dots to clearly there's like the quote in the middle here is like occluding some of them. So there's something going on here. We should spread these out so that the quote is like disguised in them. So the row needs to be we're like occluding exactly like one length of them. So, or not exactly, but basically. So if we double the width between these dots, that should then make it easier possible to kind of hide the quote. So if we go to the fragment, if we go to our shaders, the fragment background, the reps here, what is it like when this is 3? Still kind of hidden. What if it's 2? Maybe we just make these 1. This means we'll need to change the radius. This now, this is seeming, it feels like we're playing around with this too much. So now 2 sparse. Maybe it's okay to occlude some of these. We're gonna have to make this radius smaller, so maybe we make this like 1 to like basically 2 instead of 3. I think, yeah, I think this is better. Okay, and now we can bump this up. So, how much do we bump this up by? Well, the amount we bump it up by will, whatever we bump it up by needs to be okay with. No, this is fine. Keep that at 2. It needs to be okay when the grid dimension is 4. Yeah, so where's the pause? Yeah, I think that's okay. Hard to tell. So if we set this to 1, and then try it again. Instead, I kind of want to bump it up slightly more. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Okay. Let's just do a fresh build of everything. Okay. And then yeah, we're done. So now it's just a matter of uploading this to just creating a creating a putting this on itch.io and posting about this in the Zig forum. But let's actually play and solve this thing we've spent time making. That animation work was so much effort, but I think it's worth it. Okay, so how do we get this one out? Okay, that's there. And then oops, which piece do we, I think we want Madagascar in there. Okay, and now we just have 2 pieces left to get. So yeah, how are we gonna swap these around? So close, so close. Well, I currently just, we need to come up with a strategy. And we should just check this is like, we have total, oh, we could remove like Fisher Yates and some other stuff. Yeah, let's remove that from here. Before we forget, strategy needed. Yeah, so we just need to swap 2 of these. And so how can we do that? We just need to change the order of them. So maybe we shuffle that around there and then shuffle them back. We're totally mocking this up. It's sad there's no undo button, but we're not adding we're not going to be adding that in. No, once again we're so close. We are once again so close. So let's try not to touch the bottom half. So we want those to finish after, those to be ordered after that. Okay, those are like in position in some way, and now we want to move that out, so now that like can cycle into position, and then aha. Wait, oh, of course no, we haven't yet solved it because we swapped the two below it down. I was like, is there a bug with like the rendering? Why is that not showing us that we've won? Or rather like a bug with the logic. Now if we can just cycle the one on the right by one, we will have won. But to do that we need some like space. So if how can we introduce that? And now we need to cycle the one on the left by one. How do we cycle two of these? Uh, hmm. Again, like these middle two are swapped. Damn. It's so hard. It's like we can selectively like decide which ones we want to swap, but we can't just swap both of them at the same time. No, we need to retire this one out. This one needs to follow that one. This one, then that one. This is so hard. Like now that we're not randomly making something, like we're starting from a legitimate position. Like I know this is meant to be solvable, but how? Maybe the 4x4 is too difficult. Or actually, is this actually impossible? Did we somehow enable? No. We got rid of the temp. We got rid of the grid when we set the grid to equal something. The type of that would fail if and besides the start was beginning anyway. Oh, this is hard. Maybe we should actually make this 3x3. Yeah, I don't think this game is. This shouldn't be a like half an hour game. It should be significantly less. Maybe maybe you get like the center 4 correct, and then maybe that's a strategy. If you meet everything else, you could try this. Oh, this isn't, what am I talking about? This isn't the middle four. Like the top four. Yeah, as like I'm finding this 4x4 is just it's too long. You will reduce this to the 3x3 case. I was expecting the 3x3 case was just like too easy, but from last time it was unexpectedly, it's more challenging than I remembered, than I expected. Yeah. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, time to save this. We'll add in a note as well. Okay, let's see if there's some things we can factor out. Get rid of that. So we should zig. We should add in a links to descriptions of where both of these come from. We did include a link here. Is actually, I think we can just keep it like that. Yeah, the quote is from like Andrew Kelly. And yeah, next time I'm gonna get lunch, but next time we will like read through all of the code again, polish it up, and then get it on itch. We basically finished it. I feel like there should be some spacing behind it. Okay. Yeah, so git status, what have we changed? So I guess like since it is finished, we can we should actually go to the README and remove like this project is currently in development. It's zoomed in a lot. We should also look into this like releases thing on GitHub and how this works. We'll do this next time, I suppose. Yeah, we'll look into this next time and figure it out. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, otherwise, thanks everyone who stopped by for the stream. And yeah, I'll probably see you next time. Bye.